should begin with speaking within a short time after arriving at the speaking area, which is this, and is not permitted to delay the contest unnecessarily. So for the benefit of all the members, we have today an esteemed panel comprising of Toastmaster Nitin, Toastmaster Somshekhar and Toastmaster Rajiv Manwani, who will be evaluating each batch of 5 speakers and will be giving you feedback. So the next week when we have the contest, you can actually use those tips and improve. Okay? So before we start, I had issued chits to all the members, which are the speaking order. So I request all chits numbered 1 to 5, except for the first 2 step outside so that we can begin. So speakers 1 to 5.
Stand up.
Can I request you to please stand up?
We can open the chicks.
Yes.
How do you reopen this?
First 5.
1 to 5.
Speaker number 1 is Shreyas Srinivas. Your topic is Shreyas Srinivas. Change is the law of the universe. Change is the law of the universe. Toastmaster Shreyas.
Change is the law of the universe, and I think it's well depicted in the current times actually right now on Facebook, Instagram, the 10 years challenge. You know that, right? Where you're posting your 10 years, like 2009 photo and the one to 2019 photo simultaneously. Yeah, I think that is true. And other than that, I've also been seeing other 10-year challenges which actually makes more sense than the one which we are posting. And that is where they're talking about climate control, climate change, where they're posting photos on how Antarctica was on 2009 and now how it is. And it's also, in a funny way, they depicted like putting a bakra, which was a small lamb, which was later made into food after 10 years. Yeah, I guess that is the change, the law of the universe. The other way of seeing this is that we can't, everything in this world runs on entropy, and everyone is, the end goal of this whole universe is entropy. And entropy basically means change, right? We are not the same person we were like a month ago, because the body is destroying the cells and a new person is being born within. So you are not what you were like 2 years ago as well, because you are like, your mind is, you're evolving, your psyche is getting better or worse, it depends on you, and the way you look at things. But I guess let's look at it in a positive way. And without change, I think we'll be stagnant, we'll reach to a plateau, and if we reach a plateau, we can't learn new things, and if we don't learn new things, we can't catch up with the society, and if we don't catch up with the society, we ultimately die within and maybe die outside as well. Thank you.
Next contestant.
There has to be one more person there.
Next contestant is Vijay Anand. Next contestant, Vijay Anand. Change is the law of the universe. Change is the law of the universe. Toastmaster Vijay Anand.
They say the only thing constant is change, and the irony is mankind detests change. Topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, just sit back and think. Right from the time your childhood days, you like playing with toys. I'm talking about when I was a child, the only tablet we knew was crochet. So we would play cricket, marbles. But let's cut forward to the future, the present. My daughter, the only tablet she knows is electronic gadgets. One example of change. Another example of change. As a bachelor, freedom is your birthright. But after you tie the knot, right, there are so many things you cannot do. Another example of change. Let us say our country, before 1990, before it opened up the economy, hardly any job opportunities, no infrastructure. How have things changed now? Post 2000, about a good 19 years after the economy opened up, civilization, jobs, infrastructure. There's so many opportunities now. Change is something which is inevitable, but the challenge is all of us look at it as something negative. My humble request to each one of you friends, embrace change, love change. Because when I say change, not coins, I mean. When I say love change, look at change because it's going to change you for the good. Because if you stay in your comfort zone, it won't serve you. So I want to sign off saying, look forward to change because when you change, you will discover a new self, a new you, where you can achieve a lot more. Back to Topic Master.
Third contestant number 3, Rahul Bhuyan. Change is the law of the universe. Change is the law of the universe. Toastmaster Rahul.
You have companies like Apple, Ford, or even channels like Disney, which all had a shaky start. Can any of you imagine using black and white TVs nowadays? Of course not. The computer model which they had in the olden times, definitely not. That's why changes keep taking place. Right now, I am sure all of you are using smartphones, but 10 years down the line, you never know. Smartphones could also go extinct. Without change, we cannot advance as human beings. We cannot cope up with the environmental challenges. Even early man had to adapt by inventing the wheel, by inventing fire, inventing weapons to deal with animals. Henceforth, without change, not only will we not be able to progress, but we cannot develop personally also.
Next contestant is Alok Sinha. Toastmaster Alok Sinha. Change is the law of the universe. Change is the law of the universe. Toastmaster Alok.
Change is the law of the universe. I think it's very apt because don't you think the universe itself has changed?
Yes.
Right? From where it originated. I mean, there are many theories to it. Some say it originated from a small mass which was smaller than the smallest atom in this world. And some say the universe was created by God himself. But then how has it evolved? There was the universe, and then there was one tiny planet which was Earth. And when Earth actually originated, what was it? There was nothing on it. We were not there on it. Plants were not there on it. There were no apes and there were no animals. But then, over trillions of years, Earth has evolved. The universe has evolved, Earth has evolved. And it is the order of the universe because we continue to change every day. It is not just about how you change physically, it's not just about what you do on a daily basis, but even emotionally, spiritually, your thoughts are evolving every single day. And sometimes you need to put a thought into it and figure out, are you changing or do you have to change? Where would you be if you don't change? If you're today 20 years and in 20 years later if you say you don't know technology, or 20 years later you say you're not going to adapt yourself to the changing ways of the world in terms of your job or in terms of how people look at you or in terms of how you react to others, how are you going to even survive? Because right now as we speak, I come from technology backgrounds and I see artificial intelligence and machine learning which is taking over the world. I know it's going to sound cliche, but then there are so many changes which are happening in our world, and if we forget to develop new skills, if we forget to develop new attitudes, we are not going to survive. And if we are not going to survive, think about the larger prospects. If we are not going to have new treaties between nations, then Earth is not going to survive, because soon we are going to have wars because we are not willing to change. And if we have wars, there is no Earth anymore, and if we don't have Earth anymore, does a universe even exist for us? So think about it, changes the order of the universe.
Next contestant, Ayappa. Toastmaster Ayappa. Change is the law of the universe. Change is the law of the universe. Toastmaster Ayappa.
My dear judges, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Good evening.
Good evening.
Change is the law of life. If you want to see the change, be the change. That's what our great leader Mahatma Gandhi said once upon a time. And if you want to come up in life, change is very much required in whatever area we are doing it. Probably you're working, or maybe in the simplest of the simple things in cooking. If you keep on doing the same mundane cooking every day, right, the people might not like it. But if you implement small changes, spicing it up or reducing it or whatever, right, people start liking it. It will be there in all the area of life. For example, the garbage, right? It's like Garden City has become the garbage city, Bangalore, right? So probably, like if we implement the change in ourselves, start keeping our surroundings clean, and people would look at us and start, wow, this guy is keeping the surroundings, let me also start. So it's like, burning the candle from one candle to another, and it spreads across, and everybody helps to keep the place clean. So one example is like a few days back, I was going, myself and my wife going to the shop, and there was two guys who were walking in front of me, and they had some bags, and they just slowly kept in one place and walked. What I did was I just went past to them, I took the bag, and I started walking. This is what nonsense, what are you doing? I said, yeah, I want to keep my place very clean. Then he said, there are so many places here, people dump the garbage, how much you can do, contribute? I said, that's fine, it's absolutely right. But let me be the change, and let people see the change and keep the surroundings clean. And believe it or not, that particular place in the past 100 months very clean. Nobody's putting anything there. So if you want to see the change, be the change. Thank you.
The next batch of speakers, please be ready, and now we'll have a feedback session from our panel.
Okay, we had 5 very good speakers. The topic was change. Now, the first past participant was Shreyas. Shreyas, I thought you did a good job. You talked about the topic, you talked about the technology. But just one suggestion, please personalize, right? Where is change happening in your life? It's all very good to talk about technology, universe, give a message. So I thought you and Alok, although you all talked, in Alok, the feedback is for you also, you talked I like the flow of your voice, Alok. You have a very, very loud, forceful, effective voice, but try and say something personal which happened in your life. So if you all both can personalize it, rather than making it sound very preachy, where I thought it was getting preachy for you a little bit, Alok, so cut down on that. Second, Rahul, I thought you did a very good job when you started off with Apple and all those things. But could you have given an example from Steve Jobs' life on how he made the first iPod and the first iMac transparent from within, because he wanted to make people see that change from within, isn't it? So make something like that, So you develop on an example and develop it till the end. Don't leave it, Apple did this and this and then leave it off. Give some concrete examples so that we can connect with it. Then we had Vijay Anand. I thought Vijay Anand, you did a good job, but I thought an anecdote was missing. You gave 3 proper examples, but what was an anecdote? You started off with tying up the knot, and people generally criticize you if you use your wife or but that's just an enthusiasm. It doesn't matter. Talk about it. You tell her that I tried. No, because I always do that. If I talk about the topic, I experienced this thing. When I got married, I loved to eat samosas, kachoris, anything brown. And my wife loved to eat only green stuff, pong and all those things. And I wanted to change her to start eating junk food, and she wanted to change me to start eating greens. At the end of 1 year, I started loving greens, and she started loving samosa kachori, but we started hating each other. So that's what change is, isn't it? So I would have used that example, isn't it? So just remember that, put an anecdote, doesn't matter, because I thought Vijay, you were checking yourself a little bit, you were editing your speech, which the natural flow wasn't coming through. And last but not the least, Ayappa, good. I thought you did a good job, you gave the example, but I thought to connect it only at the end. What it looked like was, you had already prepared that you're going to speak about cleanliness, whatever the topic is, and then finally link it to whatever is given to you at that particular point of. Please understand, there are smart judges like me.